All right. I think we are officially live here on this Wednesday morning. I believe it's Wednesday morning, July 8th. It's kind of weird even saying July. It doesn't feel like it should be July for me for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, we are here once again doing our coffee talk. And well, we are going to be talking today about, a question that came in from the other day. And it was Alicia, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Oh, I'm probably not doing it right. And if I am not pronouncing it right, I apologize. I think she even sent me the way of pronouncing it. Anyway, that question came in. Actually, she asked a question here and said, hey, I really need some help. Do you do like some private consulting? And right now, I'm currently not doing any one-on-ones. Only ones that I'm doing are for our Brand Creators Academy, our hot seats and stuff like that. But I did respond to her because I wanted to help her, but I also wanted to share what my advice was to her. And the question was, and a lot of people fall into this trap, is where they have a product or a brand that they've somewhat started, and they try to push a product, really is what happens. And then you're trying to build the brand around the product, and then you feel as though you're not getting any traction by selling the product or in selling the product. So then from there, you're like, this brand thing just doesn't work for me. So that's kind of where she was at. But now looking at her situation and then getting some more feedback from her, she doesn't necessarily just want to sell the product. She does want to be in this market, but it's a pretty large market. Now, I'm not going to give away her market here just because I want to, protect her privacy. She hasn't given me permission to share that, so I'm not going to do that. But it's really important that you understand those components. And I'm going to go through what they are here. Once again, we did a niche drill down session here not that long ago, and I kind of mapped it all out, kind of like your main market or niche, and then your sub niche, and then maybe even a sub niche. And I actually drew it out on paper, and it was funny. I had someone inside of Brand Creators Academy take that exact formula, draw it out on paper, and put it in there, and show exactly how he niched down using that process. The other thing I should probably mention here before we do kick this thing off officially is tomorrow I am coming on at 10 a.m. Eastern time, but it's going to be not that long. And the reason is because I'm going to be showing up at 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And I just posted it, so you guys can actually go to the Facebook page for brand creators. And if you go there, if you go to Take Action Morning Crew or takeactioncrew.com, takeactioncrew.com, if you go there, you'll go to the Facebook page. That's where I'm going to show up. And I am going to be doing a live niche drill down showing this exact process with 3 different niches. And I'm going to be breaking it down. One of those kind of came to me the other day, and I decided to do it. I haven't even really done a full drill down. I've just done a drill down up here, and it didn't really work after I started thinking through it. And then I want to actually do a real kind of deep dive on that, and I'm going to share that process. But I'm doing it here, 9 p.m. Eastern time. But here's the catch. I'm only doing it live. All right. And meaning that I'm not going to have it, be done tomorrow night, and then I'm going to do a replay, and I'm doing all that. And the reason is number one, I want people to show up here live, period. Right. Number two, I want people to come here live to see this niche drill down. And if they're stuck, they can get help. And then guess what? They might want to join Brand Creators Academy, which, by the way, we're currently open right now. brandcreators.com/join. We'll be open till Friday at midnight. Okay. So the other thing that I'm doing is inside of Brand Creators Academy, I do these niche drill downs. Okay. There's probably around 8 or 9 of them in there right now. And we do these quite frequently. We'll do more as we get them coming in. So if someone says, hey, can you validate my niche? And I'll be like, okay. Hey, I want to go a little bit deeper into my niche. Can you do that? Yeah. Okay. And then we jump on, and then I do a niche drill down. So what I decided to do is why don't I do it live here as if I was doing it for Brand Creators Academy? And then you can show up live if you want to watch it. If you're in the academy, don't worry, you don't have to come live if you don't want to, because I'm going to record it and it's going to be put up inside of the members portal. So see what we did there? I'm going to reward you for being here live, even if you're not a member, but I'm giving you a small taste of what we're doing inside of Brand Creators Academy. So again, if you guys are following along with any of this stuff, just see what I just did there, okay? I'm able to still give you value, right? I'm still able to help you. And I can also still create content that I can put inside of the academy. And so I'm helping both parties and I'm bringing attention and awareness to the academy. So you're able to still give away some of your stuff and still have people want to buy some of your stuff. So it's just a perfect example of how we do that. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. So tomorrow, Thursday, July 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern time, my academy members, if you're here this morning, if you want to join us live, you're more than welcome. Actually, today, though, if you are on here, Brand Creators Academy members, by the way, we have a live call today at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So a virtual call. And I'll be jumping into the group to remind everyone once again on that. But we're doing a virtual call today, which I'm really excited about. We do those once a month, and we also do a live call that's not virtual, but it's more of just Chris and I answering a whole bunch of questions. It's our office hours call. And that is done once a month as well. So we do 2 of those calls. Today is our virtual call. Pretty excited about that. I'm getting a little bit of a glare here today. Can I fix that? I don't know. Sun's kind of popping there, isn't it? And it was just in a minute ago. In some other news, real quick, I'm actually going to be back on Good Morning Charlotte. I actually have an interview today at 11:15. It'll air probably next week. So I got invited back. Any of you guys that have been longtime Coffee Talk, or I should say Take Action Morning Crew, members of this little party that we have in the mornings, you know that I was invited to come on Good Morning Charlotte about a month ago, and it went really well. And well, I got invited back, so that's good. Right? That's awesome. So I can't wait. It's going to be 11:15 today. I got to record it. So I'm going to have to jump here, like I said, a little bit early today, just so I can get prepared and I can be ready. But anyway, let me give a couple shout outs here, and then we're going to dive into this topic today. So, hey, Jennifer, good morning. One of our BCA members, by the way. Thank you. And thank you for all the kind words that you've said about the group. Good morning. Hot one today. I think that might be Karen. Sometimes Karen, her profile doesn't show, and sometimes it does. I'm going to guess it's Karen. Salomon, what's up? Happy Wednesday. Morning, James. How you doing, buddy? Debbie, what's up? One of our new members in BCA. What's up, Debbie? Debbie, I hope you can make that call today. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern time. The Zoom link is inside of the Academy, inside of the Facebook group. Happy Hump Day, Brand Rockers. That might be Octavio. I don't know. Lloyd, what's up? Hey, good to see you, Lloyd. It's going well. It's going really well. Justin, what's up, Brand Crew? Michael, what's up? Morning, Scott and Brand Rockers. Yeah. And Michael, I did send you an email back yesterday, and we will set that up. I think it's a great idea that you had come up with. So I think that'll be really, really good. Kay, what's up? Happy Hump Day. Another one of our BCA members. What is the interview about? Interview. Oh, the interview today? Oh, good question. They actually wanted me to come up with something that I thought would be helpful for people in this, again, this crazy time that we're living in and stuff. So the topic that I'm going to be talking about is 3 ways to take action and improve your life and your career. So that could be business, it could be your career, it could be, who you work for. So really there's 3 different things I'm going to be talking about, and I'll give you them real quick, but I'm going to elaborate on the on the interview. But one of them is just self-awareness, and really we have to do a little inner work, right? We have to do inner work before we can do outer work. So the inner work is really going to be number 1, understand that if you're feeling vulnerable in a time like this, that means that you don't have maybe a skill set or you don't have the chops in your job to secure your position, or maybe you don't have the marketing chops in your business to make sure that you can get out of this mess, right? So you have to we have to self-identify what that is. So that's number 1. We're going to do some inner work, right? So I'm going to recommend that people that are watching, that they sit down with a piece of paper and they write down what is something that they feel that they are, or that they need to work on, or that they need to become a better asset, or they need to create a new skill set, something like that, right? Figure what that is. Okay. The second part is actually now planning it out. Like, okay, what does that look like? Okay. So what does that thing look like? We identified it here. Okay. Invest a little bit in yourself, a little bit of time in yourself, identifying what that is. And if you don't know what that is, then listen to a podcast, read a book, something that will start to pull some of that out of you. Right. And then from there, you're going to now start going through, what does that look like? What in the next 30 days, what is something that I would like to improve that would make me more valuable in my life, in my job? What is something that I could improve upon in 30 days? And then the last part is actually creating the step-by-step plan that you're going to follow in that 30 days. And that could just be showing up, right? So there's 3 different components. That's 3 different ways. Number 1, self-awareness of what do you need to improve or want to improve to really future-proof yourself as a person. Okay, and a lot of times that's looking at a skill set or looking at something that you can improve. The second part, the take action part here, is taking another bit of time to sit down and figure out what that thing is, okay, and what could be the plan, right? What is the plan that will help you get there? And then the third thing is actually writing it down. What will you do for the next 30 days, every single day, committing to it to achieve it, right? And so it's just a way for us to get really, really clear on what we can improve. And that thing that we improve will also be a skill that will make us more valuable, which in a sense makes you future-proof. So that's what I'm looking at. All right. So that's what we'll be doing. Hey, yes, it is Karen. Awesome. What's up, Iva? Another one of our BCA members. What's up? Good morning. Getting double motivation today. Yes, you are. Yes, we will be, we'll be on live today at 5 p.m. Eastern time with all of our BCA members that join us virtually, which will be our little virtual meeting, our little virtual hangout, which is always fun. Okay. So, Khaled says, nice shirt. Thank you. Yes, always on vacation. I mean, why not? Right? Like, I think every day we can treat as a vacation. Now, that doesn't mean I'm sitting on the beach sipping a pina colada. It means I'm doing what I enjoy. So yeah. Love what you will be discussing, serving. Yep, sip time. Okay, thank you, Salma. All right, and then we're going to kick it off here, okay? Got a little sidetracked there because I talked about the interview that I'm going to be doing today on Good Morning Charlotte. All right, so let's talk about this. So I had the question come in the other day, and it was, Scott, should I start a new brand or should I fix my old one? All right, and this happens a lot when you start your brand or your business. I don't even want to say a brand. You start your business with a product to sell. Has anyone here started their business? Put it in the comments. Has anyone started here with a product before they thought about it becoming a brand? Just curious. And if you've done it in the past, but then you've course corrected, tell me that. I want to know that. So drop that in the comments below. Okay. Now, this is a potential problem because you may have the product. You may go out there and find that it's selling and it's a good product. You create a better product and you're like, now I just got to get it in front of people, right? AKA marketing, right? Like, we got to get in front of people. Well, I'm just going to launch it on Amazon and I'm going to use their pay-per-click and people are going to buy it. And maybe not, right? So that's all you have. So what I see a lot of people doing is making the mistake of just picking a product. Now, if you were only picking a product, you better have another product, right? It better not just be that one product. It better be a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth. And I've always said that from day one of me even talking about selling on Amazon and finding a product and all of that stuff. It's always been, it's got to be in a market. It's got to be serving the market. And there's got to be multiple things that they would want to buy, either frequently bought together or that you could build a funnel with. I've always said that, okay? Because it's really important. And then that also says, well, then I know my market. I know what it needs. I know what it wants. So I'm going to deliver that stuff. The problem is if you launch that one product, okay, which this lady did, is then you're like, okay, now I got to ramp everything up to try to get this product to sell. Well, you invest $3,000 to $5,000, maybe 3 months to get the thing produced and over here, and then you start to sell it, and then sales are like really, really slow. So then you're like, okay, I got to learn how to market. I got to learn how to get this thing in front of people. And then you might have been led down the road of, well, all I got to do is get my product to rank, and then everything will be perfect. I'll just get it to rank on Amazon, and then everyone will see it. Problem is then you start seeing that you're going to have knockoffs. You're going to have people that are going to undercut you on price. You're going to have people that are going to do some black hat stuff to try to get reviews, like all of that stuff. You're in that game now, right? So when someone's at that place, then they start thinking, well, I've already invested all this money and time into this product. I got to make this thing work, right? So now this situation was, she did do all that, but then she said, I'm going to try to build a brand around this. And I looked at the product. It's a good product. There's a lot of competition in this product. It's probably one of the first products that I've seen people selling when they were getting into private labeling. I'm talking 4 or 5 years ago. And people are still launching this same product, right? Like enough's enough, right? Like it's no longer just put something up there that's selling and then, you'll be able to sell that thing. It's a lot harder. That's why we do focus a lot on building a brand, right? Because we don't want to go down that road. Could we add products later? Yes. I like to reverse it now. I like to find the market, validate that there's traffic, validate that I can build a list, validate that I could sell affiliate products before I even sell my own product. Maybe I also validate that I can do digital products, because that's another opportunity for me. And then there's products being sold that I could potentially launch later. But we're going at it the other way now. So the question to me was like, Scott, should I still work on this or should I start a new brand? Well, this one product, it serves one person in a sense, but also a lot of different people in this same market. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's not really niche down, and it's only one product. So how much content can you create around a product, right? Think about that. If you're selling a fishing rod and that's all that you're going to, create content on, how much can you write about a fishing rod, right? Now, you could create content about how to catch more bass, right? And then go, oh, by the way, I'm using my X5000 fishing rod to catch these, right? You can do that, but it's not specific. And if that's all your focus is, can you really write a whole bunch of content around a fishing rod? No, but there's a lot of other maybe content that you can create that you could lead people back to your fishing rod, right? So that could be a take. But it comes to the point where you have to decide, is this market that I am in, am I niched down enough, or am I just going to be in a sea of a whole bunch of other people doing the exact same thing with the exact same product, right? So the first thing we have to do is get clear on, is this something that I could build outside of just that product, right? So if we have one physical product or 3, it doesn't matter. Can I build traffic assets that are external? And can I do it the long tail, as far as like the long term, doing long tail keywords? So can I find endless types of content that I can produce that will bring in traffic that person could be interested in my product, but I'm not, my sole purpose is not here to make sure that they buy that, right? But could they? Yes. Are there other articles I can write around it? Yes. In this case, her product, you could write other products around. And I'll kind of throw it out here. It's kind of like an accessory to a bigger product. So let's just keep it there, right? So if that's the case, then you can write about the bigger product. You can write about other things about the bigger product. You can write, all of those things, but it's going to get old and it's going to get exhausted after not that long. So what we need to do is we need to look at the market and precisely target an avatar in that market. Okay. And what I mean by that is not trying to serve like everyone that is in the sporting and outdoors, and not everyone that's in the fishing, but the people that are in bass fishing, and maybe even just the people that are into kayak bass fishing. So we want to find an angle, a niche that we can go into that is going to be easier to find content that we can produce or create. And then also we have a lot of not just traffic, but we also have potential for monetization, right? So we got to look at all those things, right? And I think her thing was she put a lot of time and effort into this product, and it's kind of hard to let go of that product because you have so much time and energy into it. But really, it's kind of choking you in a sense because you feel as though you can't go outside of that now, right? And that a lot of times holds people back. So my thing was, and this is what I had kind of said to her, number one, she has a physical product. So we identified that. And that's really what her goal was, is to build a brand to sell that product. Number two is it wasn't niched down enough to where it's like, if someone is searching for something in particular, yes, you could write about that thing, but could you write about that one person that is using the thing? Right? It's more about the user, right? So in bass fishing, yes, we know that they are bass fishing, but they're also kayak bass fishing, and they also need to know about locations for bass fishing. They need to know about different times of the day to catch, different types of bait to use. Like there's all these other things that would lead people over to still be that person, right? So that's that. So the other thing is then once you do niche down, you got to look and see, and I've got little notes here. That's why I'm looking over at my screen, is do you see traffic there still, right? Is there enough traffic that if you were to get in front of these people, is there enough, or is it too niche down where there's not a lot of traffic, right? And if there is, like, even if there's 50,000 people a month that you say I can get in front of, it's really not enough to be sustainable to do all of the other things that we want to do, right? Now, we could go outside of that market, maybe find another 50,000, but you want a lot of potential, even if you didn't get it all, right? So if you have 50,000 and you say like, well, there's 10 people that are competing with that 50,000, then that means it's divided up, right? We don't want that. We want to be able to get our own 50,000, okay? And then the potential is obviously money, right? Can we produce money? Can we create a digital product? That's a good one right there. That's something that I would like anyone to ask themselves. If you're in a market, can you create a digital product? And if you can, then that's a great thing for you. The other thing is, can you build an email list? That's the other thing that you got to look at. So how would you figure this out? Well, you can look at your market and see other people that are already doing it. So what I like to do is when I do these niche drill downs, I like to look at other brands that are not just all over the place, but they are tailored towards a specific niche. And that validates it for me. And it also shows me what's working and what's not working. And I also can look and see if they are collecting emails, what are they using as a lead magnet? Like I can do all of this research, right? And by the way, if you're watching this before July 9th, I'm going to be doing a live niche drill down session at 9 p.m. Thursday, July 9th, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'm going to go through this exact process. There's actually one niche that I'm going to be sharing with you that I came up with the other day that I don't want to say I was thinking about going into, but I thought it would make a great niche, and come to find out probably wouldn't work out. But I'm going to drill in and share with you what I'm seeing, why I wouldn't necessarily go after that market, and it'll make more sense for you. And I do this a lot of times because inside of BCA, Brand Creators Academy, people need to see a variety of different niches. So what I decided to do, if you came in late, is I'm doing that live, and you can watch it live for free. But I am going to be taking it down, and when I take it down, I'm going to be pulling the recording and uploading it to the Brand Creators Academy members portal. So doing that to show you what we do inside of Brand Creators Academy, but also if you're here live, you get to see it. You get to use the session to help you. But then also it brings awareness to Brand Creators Academy. And I'd love you to join brandcreators.com/join, by the way. So moving on, the big question you got to ask yourself is, who are you serving in the market? Who are you serving? How dialed in can you get on who you are actually serving, right? So there could be you just sit down and you write out an avatar of who that person is. It's Sally. She's a 35-year-old mom with 3 kids, wants to do fun activities with her kids, wants it to be educational. Her husband works a 50-hour work week. He's in corporate. Like literally, like you build the avatar. So when you're writing emails, it's to Sally, right? Now, the other thing is, it's important here is, and this is making the decision, should I start a new brand or fix my old one? Well, you got to go through that validation on the old one, and you got to see, is this something that I think I could build out? It might take a step back, but is there that potential there for traffic and for all of the things that we're talking about as far as monetization? All right. And then the other thing to ask yourself is, you're at a crossroad right now. You're at a fork, right? The product that you're launched isn't making any money. You can probably just lower the price, liquidate it, or take a loss on it and then just write it off on your taxes, whatever, right? So you have those options. The other option is, but I really like this market and I want to serve this market and I want to create content in this market. So then you go that way. Or you say, this is a perfect time to dust myself off, give myself credit and say, hey, you launched a product. Yes, it wasn't successful, but I learned a ton by launching that product. I learned about how to set up a listing on Amazon. I learned how to do sourcing. I learned how to communicate with my manufacturer. I learned how to, do pay-per-click, like whatever. Like, you learned a ton through that process, and no one will ever take that from you, ever. That's a skill you always will have, right? So don't get down on yourself about it, but it does come a point where you're like, does this make sense for me to move forward? Or would I be better off starting from scratch, knowing all of this now, and then just going back to the drawing board and going like, niche, let's figure out what niche, drill it down. Boom, there it is. It's getting traffic. Yes, I can build an email. Yes, I can build a digital product possibly. Yes, there's affiliate offers that are being used in the marketplace. Yes, there's ad networks that are willing to pay me for traffic on my website. Yes, right. So all of these things, we're checking these boxes, right? And once we do that, then you might say, you know what? I'd be more excited to show up over here. So I know that I'm taking a step back, but I'm actually going to be moving forward on this particular brand, right? So that's how I would make that decision. And actually, after I was going back and forth, I believe it's Alicia. It's not Alicia, it's Alicia, I believe. Sorry again. Is that she does really want this. She does want to create content in this niche, right? Because she is part of this niche. But she went after the product and felt like she had to keep driving towards that product because she didn't want to give up on that. But now it's just a matter of refocusing on the other parts of the business, and then also figuring out what's the right angle to use in this market, because it's a big market, right? And so what is that? Now, number one, if you are the one going to be creating content, you have a leg up there because it's you and no one can be you. Someone is going to read your stuff or listen to your stuff, watch your stuff, consume your stuff, and see your personality. They're going to get your emails. You're going to build that relationship, right? If you're doing Facebook Lives, you're going to get this, right? So there's a lot that can be said for that in the short term and the long term. And as you get excited about it, you're going to want to show up and do it more, right? So I would say, look at those things. If you're at a place in your business or in your journey of building your business and you're like, man, I don't know, should I give up on this thing and just forget about it and start over? Everything I learned I can take with me. Or do I take this thing now and try to shape a brand that does also lend itself to this product? And that's how you need to decide that. So there's not like a yes or no direct answer. You got to do a little bit of this digging personally to see if it's still a right fit for you, right? But I will say this: if you do all of that and you're like, yep, this makes sense, then it's just a matter of going through that process. That's why inside of BCA, Brand Creators Academy, we have a 30-day, we call it a 30-day-ish roadmap. It's about 33 days right now, but it's basically going from, day one to making sure that we get that niche dialed in. And then from there, we go on to building, right? But we got to do that validation piece. It's so critical that we do that. And I just had someone that we did a hot seat with on Brand Creators Academy, another Karen. We have a lot of Karens in our group. And she was going down the road of what she thought would be good because she actually can speak to this very well, right? Because she's following this certain thing, right? So she's like, it's me. But after looking at the numbers, there wasn't really a lot of search for that. But if she just pivoted just a little bit and re-messaged and went after a different segment of the market, still it was pertaining to what she's doing. It just was a little bit of a shift. And once we did that, the opportunities are opening up now, right? Because there's more opportunity in that other vertical. Another example was that we did here on a coffee talk is, and I forget who it was for. It might've been for Mark. He wanted to go after boxing for exercise or boxing for fitness. And there's some search, there is some, but it's very limited, right? So that means I'm going to go after that search. I'm going to have less opportunities to show up because there's not as much. And anyone that I'm competing with, we're all going to be going after the same small piece of pie. And what we did is we looked at kickboxing for fitness, right? That would open up a whole new world, right? So we went, instead of going after boxing for fitness, we went after kickboxing for fitness. Whole nother world. Then we niched it down a little bit further. Kickboxing for kids, kickboxing for women, kickboxing for men, kickboxing, you know, whatever, for your pet, whatever. You get what I'm saying, right? Like you can go even deeper once you have that main direction. All right. So hopefully this helped you guys. I did want to address this because it did come in the other day. Should I start a new brand or fix my old one? And I'm going to pull a Chris Schaefer here. It depends. But you got to go through this here and answer some of these questions. So was that helpful, guys? Let me know if that was helpful. And if you have any questions on that, let me know. I'm going to go ahead and look at the comments now. Okay. Iva says, but I did intend to build a brand. Oh, okay. So yes, that was me. So Iva, basically you started with the product thinking you're going to sell the product. And then you went and said, you wanted to build a brand, but that wasn't your main focus at first. And I know the market you're in, and you're in a great market, and you're doing a great job of segmenting into that market. And there's a lot you can do. And I'm actually thinking of you, Iva, too, for our digital product creation training that we're going to be doing here. Oh, by the way, guys, I should probably mention that today I sent an email out, and I let everyone know that you know, we're going to do this live training on Thursday, this niche drill down, which is also a way for people to see what we do in Brand Creators Academy, but it's going to help these people. Also, though, we're doing a full email marketing mastery training. Okay. We already have email list building inside of Brand Creators Academy. We have a full case study where we built a list from 0 to 9,332 email subscribers in 30 days. We show exactly how we've done it every step of the way. And then from there, we also go through messaging. But so many of our members said, Scott, I want more on the list build, but more of the mechanics of it. And I want to know more on messaging. I want to know more on how to build an auto sequence. I want to know more how to build, you know, maybe even an email sequence that will lead people to a product or promotions or broadcast messages and all that stuff. So we decided to do a full email marketing training. Okay. We're calling it Email Marketing Mastery. It's going to be offered inside of BCA first, and it's going to be in there to our members for free. Outside of that, we're looking to release it to the public probably late August, early September for around $500. And the way that we're looking at this is like, we want to still be able to offer this to people that aren't in Brand Creators Academy, because they may just want that piece, but that'll also maybe lead those people over to Brand Creators Academy. We want to reward our Academy members for being in there and for their membership every month. We want to give them really solid and just deliver over the top. And that's why we're doing that. We have another training we're going to be creating, which goes really well with this, is the product creation. So digital product creation. And we're going to take people through how to actually come up with an idea for your market, how to build it, actually have it created, and then how to sell it. So that's coming as well after the Email Marketing Mastery, and that will sell for probably around the same price, maybe a little bit less. We haven't decided on that. So just some things that we're going to be doing inside of BCA, but also I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Like this right here, like Iva, for you, both of those are going to be key, right? And I know your market because I know what market you're in. This digital product creation thing is going to, I think that's going to do well in your market. So that's going to be a good one for you. One product business has a single point of failure. That is true. Okay, sounds like my story. I started with a product on Amazon, but now building my home base with content to attract my target audience, which has led me to BCA. This is definitely the way to go long-term. Yeah, Kay, I'm glad you brought that up. And I love it that you're using the terminology home base. A lot of people be like, well, what's that mean? It's your website. Basically, it's where everything resides. It's our piece of real estate. It's what we control. It's an asset that we're building. And it is going to, just like a piece of real estate, it will increase in value. So anyway, that's awesome. Justin, You niche down until you identify a problem for a specific target audience. Yes, I think I need a sip of coffee, Justin. You didn't tell me to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just because I know that you usually tell me to do that. But you're right. Niche down until you identify a problem for a specific target audience. It's funny. Yesterday, I was going through this with my daughter and my son-in-law, who they have a brand. Just doing pretty well, by the way. Following the same formula, by the way. Find a niche market, how to serve the market with content. I think they're getting about 70 to 80,000 visitors a month right now. They just turned on Mediavine probably a month ago. And I think they're on target to hit about $1,000 a month just in ad revenue. And now what we're doing is we're coming up with a digital product that they're going to deploy here, probably part of our digital product creation case study series. We're going to have a couple of other people doing it right alongside us. But anyway, yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do when you niche down and identify the problem or something that will help them. And the problem could be like, I can't play scales on my guitar that well, right? So I'm looking like how to play scales, right? And then you're going to look for that solution. And it could be like 5 scales that will have you playing faster in the next 7 days. I would download that, right? And then that would lead me to where I could possibly purchase the Ultimate Guitar Series or something like that. Tamara, what's up? Good morning. My gym is now open, so you're on the treadmill with me this morning. Oh, cool. Let's work it. Let's get that baby incline in. I just pulled the hill this morning. I'll tell you, that hill is crazy hard, but I love it. Been playing disc golf every single day, about 2 to 3 rounds. Then at night, we've been playing spike ball. That's been our routine. We've been playing, like literally, I climb the hill at like 6 a.m. And then around, let's see, 3 o'clock, my son and I head over. We have a disc golf little course here, a little 9-hole course. We do that for about two rounds. I shot pretty good yesterday. I shot a par and a +2. He shot a par and a -2. Did okay. But it's hot. We got a lot of hills. So that was awesome. And then we played spike ball as a family. And we played that for about an hour and a half. So just, yeah, getting some work in. But yeah, that's awesome. Get that thing inclining, Tamara. Work it. Let's see. Yes, love the niche drill downs. Looking forward to Thursday. Yeah, Salma, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Still struggling getting emails. Yeah, well, again, we have to look at what is something that people would raise their hand for in your market. And again, we do it a bunch of different ways. You can do it through a contest giveaway, or you can do it with a lead magnet that would be something like, 5. Well, I did one the other day for someone here on a coffee talk. It was like 5 foods to avoid for better gut health, right? So you want to know what that is. And then that leads you to, hey, we just sent it to your inbox, your email. While you're here, download our ultimate gut health guide, regular price, $19.99. Get it today for just $9.99. And that's on the thank you page. And then you do a follow-up sequence from there. And we can actually drive paid traffic to that. That's what's coming in digital product creation, by the way. So let's see. How do you know if you are too niche down? I look at traffic. I look at traffic. And I'm not saying that you can't do well with a small, tiny segment of the market, but you'd have to look at all of the different things, right? Like, if you have a small part of the market, meaning like if you only have like 100,000 people on Facebook that you can target, it sounds like a lot, but you're going to exhaust that, right? And then you're going to get ad fatigue, or you're going to have, just a certain pool of people, right? You want to be able to tap into multiple interests and stuff. So that's why, I like to look at the traffic potential. So I know that I have a lot of potential there. Now, if you sell a high ticket priced item, like something that's $1,000 or $3,000 or something like that, yeah, you could do well with 100,000, person little pool, but, it's just a matter of the market. But I like to have a bigger market that we then chunk it down or, narrow in on, that still has a good amount of traffic. And then we can kind of level out of that, or kind of level up into the more competitive spaces once we start to get some authority. So right now, the case study brand that we're building inside of Brand Creators Academy, getting about 30,000 page views a month right now. But right now we're at the place where it's like, let's start writing some more competitive articles right now. Let's not just go off the ones that we think we can get ranked for because we're brand new and we're going to go after the super long tail. Now we're starting to go after posts that would have taken a lot more work, but now I think we can rank. So it's you got to level up as you grow. So that's what I would recommend there. Oh, Debbie, looking forward to the niche down. I could definitely use help with this. Yeah, and Debbie, if you are in BCA, in the portal, there's a whole section there. I think there's at least 6, but I think there's like 8, where you can actually see me do these live niche drill downs. So I've had other members, they'll say, hey, Scott, will you do one on this market? I'd really love to see your, your thoughts, but also how you're doing it again. And then I just take that example and I go in 20, 30 minutes and we got the answer. And then everything is kind of identified. So make sure that you go watch that, Debbie. That's inside of the members portal. Let's see. I'm excited about all the new BCA training coming. Yeah, it is coming. It's going to be a lot of work. I'll be honest with you. Like, it's a lot of work on our part. And that's another reason why we only open BCA for a short period of time, because the rest of the time we're going to be doing trainings. We're going to be doing our live calls. We're going to be answering questions. We're going to be, helping in any way that we can. Our time is focused there. So that's another reason why we only open. So again, we are open right now. If you're watching this, if you're watching it later, then we won't be open, but you can still go to this link and you'll probably get a free resource there, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to switch it over to a lead magnet. That way we know that you're interested in building a brand. But right now, if you go to brandcreators.com/join, it will take you to the enrollment page, and you'll see a video there that I shot with all of the information about what you'll receive, what we're doing, how it all works. Today I sent an email though with all of those little surprises. They're kind of bonuses in a sense, that we're giving out. And that is access to just those 2 trainings is probably going to be worth over $600-700. Just from those 2 trainings, because we are going to build our own little digital funnel that will sell those later. But we're going to build them inside of BCA, give them to everyone in there, and then we're going to, and also get a lot of feedback there to make them even better. And then we're going to offer them for sale, but for a much higher price outside of the academy. How do you serve new and old members in BCA with training? Beginners would be at a different level. Well, again, that's the beautiful thing, right? If you're a beginner, you're not going to probably go through the email marketing mastery right now, but it's there for when you need it. So that's how we serve them, right? We're going to be able to serve people that are at the very beginning because we have training already built for them. Once we get them graduated to that level, then they can go into our advanced stuff. And even just building an email list, if you just went through the case study one, that's a full list building training. I actually thought about pulling that and selling that outside of the academy to get people interested in the academy. But it's probably a $300 training. I mean, it's a full case study. And anyone in here right now that's part of our academy, that was a full case study, all the way from brainstorming session to coming up with the lead magnet, building everything, and then getting traffic to it, and then turning it into 9,332 emails, and then following up with that list, showing the open rate, showing the click-through rate, showing how I wrote the emails, what I wrote in the emails, all of that. So that literally is a training all in itself. So to answer your question, Salama, there is something for you if you're brand new, and then there's something for you if you are more advanced. So we're serving both parts of the journey. And we want you to stay a member. I mean, why wouldn't we? We have people that sign up for the year all the time because they want that year access and they get 2 months free. But we want them to stay another year. We want to help them continue to build. We want them to go from a zero business, or a business that might be 5 figures, to 6, and then 6 to 7, right? And heck, maybe even 8, right? So we want to help them throughout this entire journey. And that's really what our goal is here. So hopefully that helped. All right, cool. So I am going to wrap this up because I got to get ready. I got to change my shirt. I got to get ready, prepared for this interview that I'm going to do with Colleen from Charlotte, or Good Morning Charlotte. Yeah, super excited about it. I'm glad the sun came out, so I get a little better lighting here. I got light here, a little lighting here. But yeah. But guys, if you have any questions on Brand Creators Academy, if you're on the fence, I mean, guys, it's literally a cup of Starbucks coffee a day is what the investment is. So again, if you are on the fence for whatever reason, I mean, just give it a shot. I mean, there's no long-term commitments. You can just sign up for a month if you want to. like I said, $3 a day. It's brandcreators.com/join. But I will say this, and I'm going to be a stickler on this. If you do not join during this open enrollment, we will not be opening it for at least 2 to 3 months. Looking more like 3 months. I think we're talking about September. So what would that be? July, half of July, August, September. I'd say probably I think we said it was going to be third week in September. So yeah. So anyway, just wanted to kind of throw it out there. Got a lot of cool stuff in there. Plus the community is just rocking. And also we do our live virtual calls. So if you want access to myself and Chris Schaefer, you want feedback on your website, you want feedback on your emails, you want feedback on your niche, whatever, that's where you get it. So for basically $3 a day, you get access to us and the community and the training. I think that's a pretty killer offer, if I don't say so myself. So just trying to make this as easy for people that want to commit. But the one thing is you got to commit. We need you to take action. We don't want you to just go in there and consume. We want you to actually come in and get started, go through that 30-day roadmap if you're at the very beginning. And then from there, ask questions along the way, and then we can continue that build. All right. But we got to get you going. And Michael says, if you're on the fence, join and experience the community firsthand. You will not regret it. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. That's awesome. And actually, you know what? Michael came up with a really good idea. And I'm just going to throw this in here, and then I do have to run, guys. I really do. I actually went 15 minutes longer today. But I just want to say this. Michael came up with a really good idea. And he's like, Scott, I love the niche drill downs that you do. I love the website reviews that you do. Everyone loves them. But you know what would be kind of cool is if you actually let us go through the process as you watched us, and then you kind of seen what we did and then said, whoa, don't do that yet. Do this. So I like that angle where I'm just going to kind of sit and watch, and then have you you prove to me that it's a good market that you should go into, and then I can poke holes. So actually, Michael is, we're going to be doing a private hot seat session that we're going to air inside of Brand Creators Academy. And I like this new angle. We're going to try that out. So Michael, thank you for bringing that up. And I love the idea. So we're going to give it a go. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much. Oh, thank you, Salma. Yes, I will do my best, and I will air it here, or I'll let you guys know when it airs next week. But anyway, guys, that is pretty much going to wrap it up. Again, tomorrow will probably be a quick one, maybe a 15-minute little session here. And then from there, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, I plan on going until I need to go, right? So I'm calling this our niche drill down bonanza, because I'm going to stay on. I'm going to answer as many questions as you guys have. I am going to do this niche drill down, or actually 3 of them, and just answer as many questions as you have. And also, of course, I'll be talking about Brand Creators Academy. I mean, because we're open, why not? Right? So guys, that's it for today. All right. Get out there, make it happen. Take care, take action, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.